Alam nyo, I've been saying it for years.
My biggest thing about a table saw is always the fence. Let's look at what I tend to always look at first, the fence system. The biggest pros of this saw are the rack and pinion fence. So let's start with what I consider to be my minimum requirement for a table saw, a good fence.
Ang pinaka-importanting part sa isang table saw para sa akin ay ang fence. This is why I was such a fan of the DeWalt table saw. Their rack and pinion fence has been the standard for me of a good, accurate fence. Kagandahan kasi ng rack and pinion fence is in its simplicity in maintaining that accuracy. The slotted rack ensures na sabay yung galaw ng harap at likod, such that when you move the pinion, parati siyang accurate. To the best of my knowledge, 4 lang yung brands na gumagamit ng rack and pinion fence system. DeWalt, Skill, Milwaukee, and isa pang brand called Hercules. Hercules is a Harbor Freight home brand sa US, so hindi siya available dito. Milwaukee naman is one of those brands na you could argue kasing level ng DeWalt, pero much of their focus ay nasa US. Meron silang 18-volt cordless table saw, kaso sobrang mahal naman to bring it in. Skill naman is available locally, pero yung rack and pinion system niya, plastic. To be fair, hindi ko alam kung matibay siya kasi never ko pa siya na-try, so mahirap magsalita. But the fact is, the system is plastic, so either way, it's a compromise. DeWalt is the only locally available table saw with a metal rack and pinion system. Sila lang. Until today. This is Lotus' second installment sa table saw line nila. Let's get the gist of this video out of the way. The best part about this table saw is actually not yung rack and pinion system. It's how much you have to pay para makuha mo siya. This is big. This is really big. Ang table saw na to will probably launch in the market at mga 15 to 17,000 pesos. That's crazy. Well, actually it's not. It's actually great. We shouldn't have to pay a premium for an accurate fence. Whether you own a budget or premium table saw, we all deserve it. Lotus also doesn't stop there. They provide a number of creature comforts that, quite frankly, hindi ko talaga ine-expect at this price point. We'll get into those creature comforts in a bit, but let's get the compromises out of the way. Number 1, wala tong soft start. Number 2, wala din electronic brake. Number 3, some minor calibration will be required. And yes, there is some blade movement when you lift and lower the blade. Sinukat ko siya, and there's a 0.35 mm or 0.014 inches in variance. To me, tolerable. Okay lang ba sa inyo yun? Para sa akin, at this price point, I'm happy to compromise on those things. Now, if you're still with me, let's get into what's great about this saw. So like I said, you might have to calibrate the saw a bit. When I got this, I had to slightly adjust the blade insert, but that was pretty much it. You might have to adjust the fence a little bit. But what I really love about the rack and pinion system is isang beses mo lang siya i-adjust. After that, every setting, every galaw is going to be dead accurate. Adjust it once, it's accurate for life. Yun talaga yun eh. Kaya champion tong system na to at panalo yung presyo. Isa pa, tingnan mo yung bagong fence mismo nila. Dati, if you wanted to use the micro fence, you had to insert these T-nuts through the fence tapos screw on from the back. This new one, pak, 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 ganun. Simple, easy, tapos. Next, the miter gauge. I was actually surprised and appreciate very much that Lotus took the time to upgrade the miter gauge. Di hamak na ubod na mas maganda yung miter gauge that comes with this second generation table saw versus the first. Angle adjustments are smooth, wing nuts for easy installation of a bigger fence, and just the overall size and beefiness of it. It's definitely an upgrade. Tingnan mo tong blade insert. Press to release, press to install. Simple. Love it. And this theme of making things simpler and more practical are consistent with the entire unit. Yung blade guard has a spring-loaded knob to make it easier to remove. The riving knife, may convenient handle din for quick adjustment. Yung dust port adapter, may screw para pag hinugot mo yung vacuum, hindi mahuhugot yung adapter. Aminin mo, nangyayari din yun sa'yo sa ibang tools mo. May carry handle din siya for easy transport. And considering yung metal components niya, roll cage, and overall build, magaan siya. Yung power cord, may dedicated area for storage. Same for the push stick, miter gauge, and blade change tools. And speaking of blades, Lotus is also introducing a bunch of different ripping, general purpose, and combination blades. It's clear Lotus is going all out in this category. I love what this table saw brings to the market. Ultimately, it's giving us, the consumers, a choice. I'm not even sure you can still call this a budget table saw anymore. It's definitely a budget price tag, but the value you get for that price far exceeds what some other table saws are providing at almost double the price. This is definitely a table saw worth checking out.